Hey!
Oh, where are you? There you are. This is where you so look at that. Again, if you want
What?
to mouth your stuff because
What?
you don't have so you have
What?
the microphone is in front of your face. Could
As
you tell
close as it
everybody
can
where the
be, David.
microphone was?
As
Where was the
close
microphone?
as I can get it.
Yeah, you don't have to yell now because it's literally right there. It's right
Is
where it's
better?
supposed to be.
Okay.
But that's it. Where was the microphone, Joe? Tell everybody.
It was right here.
No, it wasn't. No,
It
no, it wasn't.
was.
No, it literally was not. You you were
It
unable
was
to
on
do
a
this.
stand. This you said is okay. This you said is not okay.
No. Put it out of the screen. Hold it away from where it was.
It was right. It was right here.
Exactly.
Right here.
You can literally hear the difference. That microphone needs to be in your face.
It's right here, Dave. It is right
Yes.
in my face.
Finally, some audio-ness. I can't believe. Is it
Right
because
in
you're
my
so
face.
high? You just did not expect the microphone?
I wish. I wish I was high right now.
That's the worst. The worst.
You're such an angry man. You just came back from vacation,
You came back from vacation.
and you're
with
still an
34
angry,
people.
angry man.
No, you.
Our
you
poor
came back from
listeners.
vacation.
Think of the listeners.
I am. You make people listen harder because the microphone is nowhere near your face. The fact is, you started as a production guy. You are a behind the scenes guy. You know the importance.
I should be using a lavalier then.
You should. Why wouldn't you? All you have to do is hang that around your neck. The funny thing is, you're so upset the fact that you're going to have to hold this thing, but you have
I'm
a
not
stand.
upset. I have a stand, but it doesn't get close enough.
How does
That's
it
the
not
whole
get close enough? How is the cord of the mic like as short as your penis? So it just doesn't attach. Look how long it is. Not your penis, the cord. This is amazing. That's all you have to do. Put it on the stand and put it right in front of your face. It can sit right there. You sit hunched over anyways.
I can't now. I have to sit
Listen,
back.
I don't need your Marlon Bunghole impression coming
I have
out.
to sit back, Dave.
Oh, this is
Don't
unbelievable.
ever go against the family.
I get blamed for all of the tech stuff because you do none of the tech stuff. That's first and
What are you
foremost.
talking
Just so
about?
we're clear. We
I'm
haven't
teched
talked
up
in a
right
long
now.
time, and there's things that need to be said. Thankfully, I'm the one that has a microphone close to my face so people will know what's being said. You, on the other hand, have it across. I'm across the room. My name is Joe. That's what you sound like. That's what it is. It's unbelievable. And then you get mad at me because
I'm not mad.
I'm mad, and I'm not.
You are mad.
I'm
That
trying
is
to
the
understand
difference.
why you would have a microphone and not
That
have
is-
it near your face.
That is the difference. Because I need the cool little scissor mic
You're
like you have, Dave.
you're
I
like-
need it to be right here.
Are you one of those people that like continues talking to people when they're not in the room? Like you go into another room and then you try and make a point and you expect like Marcy to hear what you're saying. You're in the other room now. No one's listening to you.
Everybody's listening, Dave.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah, just keep that mic right there. You're amazing. This is awesome. We can finally have like a worthy experiential audio enjoyment for people right now. This is awesome.
Well, welcome to the show, folks.
Yes. It's fantastic. Oh, what have you
All
been
right.
doing? If you could tell everybody what
Let's
you've been
get
doing
into it.
with the microphone right there, that would be awesome.
Let's get
Or you
into
could go
it.
back into the closet and just yell out stuff. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
It does not.
How do you not know this? Unbelievable.
So this is the same microphone, Dave, that before you were like, this microphone is not working out for you.
because
You're
you
gonna
didn't
have
have
to
it
buy-
anywhere near your face.
You're going to have to buy something new. Okay.
No, you thought you were going to have to buy something new because you didn't have a USB-C cord, and really all you needed
Correct.
was a dongle and to put it in front of your face.
Correct.
Not knowing that you needed it in front of your face right now. It's an essential
Oops.
piece of the
I'm going going to steal from Chris D'Elia. Oops.
I don't think anybody should steal anything from Chris D'Elia, especially if you have teenage daughters. Just so we're clear on what you're talking about right now. Like, know your history, okay? Thank
Easy,
you very much.
easy, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's leave Chris's
You're
name
the
out
one
of
that
your
brought it
fucking
up.
mouth.
Oh, anyways. Waterloo, sparkling water. Delicious.
Brought to you by Waterloo.
It could be. I don't know why you
Sparkling
wouldn't want to say that.
ciders. David having a cider
That's
at
the only
10
reason
a.m.
we
in the
don't
morning.
have sponsorship is because you don't speak into a microphone. That's the only.
Well, here we go, folks.
Only reason.
Let the money fly.
Yes. Gonna fill up the tank right now, baby. Filling it up.
With premium.
Is there anything that you want to talk about today?
Well, it's getting into the long tooth part of the summer, Dave. Wanted
over.
to talk a little bit about summer hours and how maybe we should be doing a couple more podcasts a week.
A couple more a week? That's what
maybe
we need.
One more.
So it's just getting in reps for you to know that a microphone needs to be near you? Like that's what it is? So
because we haven't done it in a swings.
While? Okay. If we were going to have more recordings, what would it be about?
Anything you want to talk about, Dave.
How did you spend a week in a house with 34 family members? Like, tell me.
33.
30. So 34 altogether. I got it. So there's 34 others.
33 total.
Oh, so 32 others. And then you in a house together for a week.
Yeah.
How is that? Like
because we love each other.
You really?
David.
What did you do? Did everybody do their own thing, or was there an agenda and a schedule for everybody?
Well, to keep things on an even keel, Dave, we decided this year to do our own things. Nobody, you know how hard it is to get 32 other people to do the same thing that you want to do?
Yeah.
Very hard.
I can't imagine.
It's very hard, Dave.
There's always one person that wants that to happen, though, and tries very hard to get everybody to do the same thing.
Correct.
Do you have that? Is there like an uncle, or is it you?
It switches.
Switches, so everyone kind of plays tag. You're the director?
You're the director today.
Janet? Who was the Love Boat director?
That was Julie, Dave. Julie.
Got it. Okay. Magic.
I'll take Love Boat directors for 1,000.
Yes. Okay. So who was the director this year?
There wasn't really one.
Really?
Everyone was left to their own devices. You know, there were multiple things on the agenda, different people's schedules. They said, hey, listen, I'm going to go do this. If you'd like to come along, you're more than welcome. If you don't, no sweat, which worked out great this year.
Yeah. Do you think that's a piece of the pandemic where everybody was not doing things for a while, okay? And then knowing now, like coming together, they really don't mind having their personal space. Like there's not a real reason to be around other people in a way that is necessary for them to do your stuff. Is that a thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. It could be. I think most people don't want to do other people's stuff all the time.
All the time. Like there's literally no
You want to do your stuff.
Yeah. My stuff's best.
Well, you think that because
everybody does. Everybody
your
thinks
environment. That. Your environment. You've never had to share with anybody, Dave.
There's no
you don't
reason
have
to
a concept
share.
of sharing.
Yeah. No reason.
You don't have the concept of a group-minded mentality.
I'm a team player. Full on.
Are you though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you though?
When I'm in a team.
What are we?
We're Dave and Joe. Joe and Dave. That's
we're not a team?
Because yes,
we're free agents.
This is a certain we're just getting free agency. Not that there's going to be any trades involved, okay? And you can get us into the Major League Baseballness and whatever else because that's on your docket. But you haven't even watched The Captain, which I find as you self-proclaimed Yankee fan is really, really sad.
So here's why I haven't watched the captain yet. I love Derek
You're
Jeter.
not a team player.
I wanted to hear everyone else's take on the captain
What?
because I know what he's going to say. I know what a great guy he is. And what keeps coming back from everyone who watched it, regardless of the team that they root for, which is mostly not Yankee fans that I've talked to, he's a solid guy.
Well, yeah, he's from Michigan. Of course he is. You can try and not
He is
react
from
all you
Michigan.
want. You can try. You
He is
tried to
from
come up with
Michigan. I don't
something.
know what to tell you. He is from
You
Michigan.
really came. You tried to. You were thinking about it. You were trying to pawn it
No,
back, but you knew blowback would
no,
be on your boy.
there was no agenda, Dave.
There was a
There
little
was no
bit.
agenda. It was all about Derek Jeter and his fantastic sportsmanship, ability to pull a team together. I knew all this already.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know it now.
What do you mean? I already knew that.
What's your take on Mr. Jeter then?
I don't know. I kind of napped through the whole thing.
You did not.
I was awake and not awake. It's nice. It's wonderful. You know. You realize
He's a solid human
I
being
realize in
who
some of
did
that
things
stuff,
the
like,
right
I
way.
would much rather watch the documentary backstory of things than the sport itself sometimes.
There's a lot of interesting stuff that, well, I don't know if you noticed did you watch the All-Star game at all?
I
A
watched
couple
a
weeks
little
back?
bit of the All-Star game. Obviously,
Me too.
look
I
at the
didn't watch it.
hat. Look at the hat. I've got it. I've got the Detroit All-Star game hat.
What's the star next to it for? Is that to denote the fact that they used to be a baseball team?
All-Star. All-Star. That's not an asterisk. Thank you very much.
It's an
One of
asterisk
the
that was
originals.
like, at one point they
One of
played
the
baseball in
originals. I don't want
Detroit.
to know about anything that you're talking about right now. What's your All-Star game point? That we have a minor league team? Yes, go ahead.
The point is that if you notice throughout the game, they were miking up the pitcher and catcher.
Yeah.
Which was a very cool thing. I think that should be included into the everyday game.
Yeah, the
I
PLL did
think
that.
that's a really cool idea. And I think it makes the game a little more interesting because it allows you into exactly what you said you just liked. The background,
Yeah.
the behind the scenes stuff.
That's what the PLL has
And I
been
thought it
doing.
was
So
very
the
cool.
PLL has
That's
been
my only
doing
point.
that where they mic up players, they mic up things, and you have a certain level that you pay for to listen. And the only blowback
Correct.
was like in huddles and stuff, they use foul language, right? Like
Right, but you're paying for the service. So
exactly.
just like HBO,
Yeah.
you know that when you order HBO, there's going to be some raunchy
I
content.
would much rather. So this is the thing, and this is where I totally agree, and I think we've spoken about this too before. Is I would like to watch a feed just from the clubhouse, right? So I'm no in the dugout. So I have a dugout camera, okay, and all I hear,
Which they have
yeah,
already.
is all of the audio of what's happening in the dugout about what's going on the field all day long. I would watch that, right?
Yeah. It's interesting.
Microphone or like even cameras in the glasses. Everybody's got their
Well, I
glasses.
think they should
You
chip
should
them.
have it. We should see all of that.
I think they should put Elon Musk's brain chip in them
So we can hear all
so
their
that we can hear
thoughts.
their thoughts. Correct.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Then there would be the
Yeah.
Houston Astros. There would be no stealing signs.
Correct. They wouldn't
Just
have
be
to.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Beep,
Yeah.
beep. Yeah.
I like that.
I like it.
Okay.
But that was a really cool aspect of the All-Star game that I have been saying for the last 10 years, that if you wanted to spice up baseball, this is something you could do that they finally did. And I think it was overwhelmingly a positive experience for people that watched the All-Star game. And it was interesting to see that the catcher wasn't even giving signs. He was just, the pitcher would be like, "What do you want me to throw?" And he'd be like, "Give me the fastball."
You don't think anybody heard that? Like the batters?
They probably did, but it was the All-Star
You want to
game.
know how they heard it? Because the microphone was appropriately placed. It wasn't like,
There is not. The microphone's down here, bro. The microphone's down
no,
here.
it's got to be right here. It's got to be right here. That's it.
I think the catcher should have to hold a microphone and
Yeah.
catch. And then if he's got to make a throw, he's got to drop the mic. and whip it
Wanna know
down
what
there.
the next evolution of all this is gonna be? It's going to be live audio coverage from the stands. So, people who are in the stands, okay, watching the game, number 1,
Yeah.
you'll be able to listen to their see their point of view, so you can pick anywhere in the stands you wanna be from a virtual reality standpoint, and
Okay.
be able to listen, like, be like Joe and Dave in the cheap seats talking about the what's happening, right? Like, that would be
Have you been to a baseball game recently?
yes. Yes, I have been.
Me too. I wouldn't wanna hear what most people in the stands are saying.
It to listen to some people talk and people that I'm related to, by the way, use foul language around children is very, upsetting to me
Why?
because I just don't think you need that speech pattern in public when it's a family event.
Well, they have rules around
There
that.
are rules around it, but people, they really we I have found, okay, and being in the stands now, okay, after not being able to, this is another thing. People are even more in their personal bubble when they're in public. Like, we don't realize that anyone is anywhere near us in the baseball game
That's
as we're
indicative of the
traveling,
times,
like
no? Indicative of the
what?
times. It's indicative of the
Right? It's
time.
just such a weird
You live in a world where your anonymity is far more to the front, where in the past it wasn't. You always knew that you were kind of out in the open. Now, most people have the feeling of I'm protected by my anonymity when you're not really.
no,
Even in public. So people still have that same feeling of like I'm sitting behind my computer in my underwear, nobody's watching me.
everybody can watch you.
Correct.
I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting thing though. I'm
Yeah.
saying that you could have different camera perspectives and different audio pieces about what's happening within the game. Whether that will make baseball more interesting or not.
I think they should do it for all sports. I think it would make all sports
Oh
more
yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah. By far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've been over this.
Yeah, we
You
have.
know what I mean? Why are we rehashing it?
We have. This is something I've been saying for 25 years or 10 years.
But it's the
10
same
years.
thing when you were on vacation with 85 other family members. Would you not wanna
102.
watch the perspective of the other family members? You're like, "You know what? I'm not gonna go to the beach, but I'm gonna watch you at the beach."
I always go. I always go to the beach. We do
Like,
have a lot of people. It's funny. What?
okay, you're gonna go to the beach, I'm gonna watch other people stay at home. You can't watch
Okay.
their live
That's what you're
feed? Would you do that? Would you have a virtual reality live feed of a family member on vacation, so then you really didn't have to go on vacation with them?
okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what you're see, but Dave, this is a ramblings of someone that has a very small family.
What do you mean? I have a huge family.
Your personal family is very small.
What does that mean?
It's 3 people. That's a small family. Doesn't get much
I have
smaller than
4,
that,
my and 2
other than
cats.
2,
That's 4.
which is the family.
Family of 4.
You can't count your cats, dude. Sorry. They're
They're
not
not
people.
people. Still family.
They're not people. They're not part of the family. If it were between,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Here's the test of if
Okay.
they're family or not. If the nuclear war starts
Okay.
tomorrow and you have to choose between feeding your wife or feeding your cats,
I'm
who you
feeding the
choosing?
cats.
No,
I
you're
am.
not. Holy shit.
Here's why.
Tina, I'm here for you.
This
Go ahead,
this is
explain
why.
yourself.
I would feed the cats so that when I ran out of food, I could eat the cats.
So then they're not family.
There's nothing more than that. Like you had explained, if I died, they would eat me. I need to show them the same respect.
The reason they would eat you is because they don't see you as family.
They
You are just the food
what do you
guy.
what do you want? Yeah, she's right now, that's all
See?
she wants.
Circuit Rising. Oh, is it time
Yeah.
to eat them yet?
You have 40 minutes. Get away
Yeah.
from me, birdie.
So it's You can't
What do
count
you
the
mean?
cats. I love my animals too. But at the end of the day, push come to shove, I'm saving my children and my wife
For what?
over my
That's a
dogs
terrible hypothetical,
or
by the
cats.
way. It
It's
is.
not.
Hypotheticals are so dumb. Like, that's what you say you want to do. It's not going to happen.
You're probably right. If a nuclear bomb goes off, you're going to be
Right.
dead anyway.
It's a
Yeah,
stupid, it doesn't.
true.
And
But it proves my point.
when faced with it, let me ask you a hypothetical question. If you're on Hollywood Boulevard, 6 o'clock in the morning, and there
Yeah.
is another human being in nothing but sweatpants and long hair, breasts, probably suntanned, you're not really sure, coming at you and then stopping in full gorilla mode, ass down, hands down, looking at
Gorilla.
you, licking their lips. What would you do? Hypothetical.
I don't know. This is not a hypothetical that I
It
think is real, Dave.
it's a hypothetical. For our purposes
It's a
right now,
hypothetical.
just for your response, what would you do?
It would tend to call animal
Okay.
control.
Again, it's a human being, so that's a really terrible statement. It's disrespectful, first and foremost. Now, what I did was say good morning with a smile and
And what that gets you,
completely
Dave?
threw them off. They had no idea what to do. I'm serious.
Some
Just
simple
straight
human
up,
interaction.
nipples dragging, knuckles dragging, licking chops,
Nipples
ready
and
for
knuckles
it.
dragging?
I was like, good
That's a
morning.
big problem. Tell the whole story, at least what you told me the other day.
I'm walking down.
She chased you down. She
She,
chased you
she
down.
was she was coming at me from, she was heading east to west. I was heading west to east. Okay.
Now, are these good breasts that are coming at you,
You
or are
you didn't
these
really know.
National
So I
Geographic
was
breasts?
thankful that I did not have glasses at the time. So I had been seeing everything. Everything was a blur, pretty much. Number one, which is,
Yeah.
you can appreciate that just a little bit. East to west, me heading west to east, approaching each other. She stops, and it was possibly like 4 arms, but it wasn't. It was 2 breasts, 2 arms, down on all fours, just ready to sumo. And I said, "Good morning." And the sumo was gone. I I go about my business. I come back, and then the police have her in the back of their car.
Where in Hollywood is
Straight
this, by
up.
the
This
way? Is this
is
Hollywood and Highland?
Hollywood and Vine, right? So
Hollywood and
Dolby.
Vine?
Wait, no.
So way down by
No, no, no,
Capitol
no.
Records?
Come back. The other, right where Kimmel is. Kimmel and Dolby Theater.
Yeah, that's
Hollywood and
Hollywood and
Highland.
Highland.
Yes. That's where that's
Yeah,
where
that's
it's
the old neighborhood.
the police
So
presence, first and foremost, at 6 o'clock in the
how
morning.
how old?
Craziness.
Wait. How old is this girl, woman?
I mean, that's the other thing. You you ah,
Well, because I have a backup story. I might have had an encounter with this
maybe
woman.
40s.
If she's around our age,
Yeah,
maybe a little
definitely.
bit younger,
Yeah,
is that where we
definitely.
are?
He's a staple.
So when I lived on Hollywood and Franklin, which is the next
Yeah.
block up from
Yeah, yeah.
Hollywood
I
and
walked it.
Highland, I remember one morning waking up, looking out my window with a cup of coffee, and there was this obviously drug-addled lady out front of
Yeah.
my apartment running around
Yes.
totally nude,
Yes.
bush flapping, boobs flapping, but a very good looking woman. Like you're like, oh, this might be a model. Like she was
Yeah, at the
very
time.
good looking at this point in time. Now, granted, this is probably 18 years ago, 2004 area.
Same.
So I was very nervous for her. She was running around screaming at the top of her lungs. I, being the gentle soul that I am, got a blanket from my house, went outside, wrapped her in the blanket, and said, "Are you okay? Can I help you?" Where she then proceeded to tell me, "You're just like my dad. Don't
Oh,
touch
whoa.
me,"
Okay.
which was
That's not
crazy.
crazy. That's not
And I
crazy.
left her with my
That's not crazy.
huh? Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. It was bananas. So I left her with the blanket, which she immediately disrobed and continued to run around the street screaming for help that I extricated myself from the situation as
Yeah,
quickly
where
as
does the
I
help
could.
come from? Again, that shouldn't be the police, you know?
I agree. I agree. That was why the whole terrible moniker of defund the police was so awful in the fact that its real message was lost in a
Yeah.
terrible slogan. Because what it should have said is take some
Yeah,
shit
they
off the
shouldn't be
police's
doing that.
plate.
Let them do their job, their normal
They should
human
not be
being
doing that.
job.
There should be a truck that drives around that's just got sociologists and psychologists in it that you could call up and be like, "Hey, we got a nut on the loose." And they just come and calm this person down, maybe tranquilize them with a,
Tranquilizing people. It's not terrible.
I think that's warranted in this
All right.
situation. I do.
I love though it's probably the same gal, which is even more
I'm wondering when you said it the
survivable.
other day, that's why I had to
Yeah.
ask the location because it's
Yeah,
in the
you can't
same
stray
exact spot.
far and
Yeah. Crazy
divulge.
doesn't
It's
travel,
not
Dave.
crazy. It's very
Crazy
yeah,
doesn't travel.
there's much more to it.
Why is it not crazy? Why are you seem very put off by
Because
me
it's
using
such a
that
like a
phraseology.
in some situations it's such like a dismissive, oh, she's just crazy. Well, but why? Right? Like what's happening?
That's someone else's job. You can dive into that. Maybe you should have been a sociologist, Dave.
I don't know.
You are very geared to
Yeah.
do that kind of
That's
work.
why I'm doing it right now for free. I tell you your
With
problems, I can tell this gal hers. It's obvious. I would
okay,
totally
fair enough.
let's start an advice sociological. This is- I think I could pull it off. Even with this mustache. I'm almost positive.
Don't bring that
It
fucking
is.
terrible thing into this
I apologize.
into this
I didn't mean
equation.
it. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, still
It's
wondering why.
terrible.
You
But
wanna
as
know
you can
what is the
see,
worst about
we're
this?
gonna both
What?
grow them out. Well, since you started growing yours, I'm gonna grow mine out. We're gonna have mustaches for the mustache revolution that's happening in New
What's
York
that?
right now. The
That's what's
mustache
going on in New
revolution, bro.
York?
Yeah,
What does that
nasty
mean?
Nestor.
What is this? What are you talking about?
The mustachio gentlemen who are killing it for the New York Yankees.
Again, explain.
What do you mean? You all Yankee fans know what I'm talking about.
No, I
You
don't.
even
I
know what
don't
I'm talking
watch
about.
Yankee people.
You didn't watch the Yankees Detroit games?
No.
You did. And Nestor
Okay.
Cortez,
Yes.
pitcher for the New York Yankees, and Mike,
You don't even know.
what's his last name?
You
Not
don't even know.
McCarthy.
You call yourself a fan. So a
I
bunch of
do.
Yankees have a mustache.
I
That's what
do.
you're
He's
trying to
from the
say? Is that what
Cardinals.
you're alluding to? I'm the one that talks in circles, and yet you're incapable of just saying the Yankees have some mustaches?
That's what I said. So we're going to grow our mustaches out in support of the revolution. The mustache revolution. I brought it right up, right to you.
I don't think you did.
No?
Holding back just
All
a
right.
little bit.
Sorry I was unclear.
It's all right.
I tried
Did
to
you?
do my best. But my
I
best
mean, that's
wasn't good
pretty
enough,
much
Dave.
the expectation that
What is the
it's not
expectation?
good enough.
Wait, so the expectation is not
I
to be
mean,
good?
you're accomplishing it. It's
At least I'm
that's what it is.
accomplishing
It's all
something,
right.
Dave.
Okay. Do we have
At least
anything
I'm
else
accomplishing something.
to finish?
What do you mean? We got all kinds of stuff, Dave. We haven't even started. This is just the precursor
Of
to the
what?
start of the show because you've got all kinds of family vacation stuff to talk about. You were at the
I
ESPYs
did.
for a while. You had an
I did.
audition this morning. Come on, Dave. Let's get into it. Don't
I put
hide
it
it.
down. I
Matt
think it was the
Carpenter. That's
last time I'll work the
Matt
ESPYs.
Carpenter. Matty
Yeah, it's the last time
Mustache.
I'll work the ESPYs.
Why?
Because the guy that handles all that stuff said it was his last time, and I only go to hang out with him and a couple other guys.
Oh, it was it because you were
I
parking
park cars
cars this
everywhere.
year.
That's all I do.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were a stage manager in years
Backstage. I
past.
handle all the backstage drops. So rehearsals that come in pre-show, they come,
Correct.
put their cars in the thing. Like this is where we park. Get their drivers, or we have drivers that handle certain people, right? And then day of show,
Okay.
everybody that doesn't do the red carpet that comes for backstage drops, they come through me. Handling a lot of the security folks that are handling different folks, dealing with various celebrity sports. No.
Do you collect the
Oh,
keys?
absolutely not. No, no. Oh.
Do you get to drive their
Uh,
cars? Or are they arriving in
yeah, these are
limousines?
all now it's all SUVs. Or as one guy put it, it's like the State Department showed up. It's just a bunch of black SUVs or sedans. Like that's what it just looks like. And unless they had numbers on them,
Yeah.
you wouldn't like just get in that car. It'll take you wherever you need to go. I don't really. Yes.
So let me ask you this. Who is the most famous person you saw this year at the ESPYs, which I assume was at the
No, it's
wonderful
at Dolby.
Kodak
It was
Theater?
in Hollywood. What do you
Oh,
gotta get? What do you think the first part of this was? We
Kodak
were
Theater is
talking
in
about it. No,
Kodak Theater is in Hollywood.
no,
Yeah,
no, it's not.
it is. Is it now called
Dolby
Dolby
Theater
Theater because the
doesn't
Kodak
exist.
Theater is right
Who
next to
uses
Man's
anything
Chinese
Kodak
Theater?
now? It's Dolby.
Uh,
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
they changed the name.
Name
Same
change.
theater though, Dave. Let's
Name
not
change.
split hairs.
The most
Same
famous
theater.
person I got. I mean, probably The Rock, like Dwayne
The
Johnson.
Rock?
Yeah,
Dwayne
I
The
would leave
Rock
Tina in
Johnson?
a second if he had any interest.
I
Straight
could
up.
tell. I figured that's why you were growing out the
Perfect. Like
mustache.
it's the weirdest. Like when you see certain, you know what I mean? Like you see folks, you watch what they do and stuff like that, but then in person, then you have some understanding of their like aura. And you know what I mean? Just their presence is larger than life. And straight up, this dude.
So what was your interaction
Stand back because
with
I didn't
Mr.
want to be
Johnson?
anywhere near what was going on. Everybody runs B roll. Lil Wayne had a guy following him with B roll. The Rock had some guy taping. They had like different people taping different things from different angles. Like everyone's got a documentary of life going
Like
on right now.
like electronic press kit stuff? Like electronic press kit
Probably, but
stuff?
yeah,
Are they doing it for
it's got to
themselves or
be.
is it
No,
part of
it's
the
like just
show?
themselves. Like it's just like people at a certain level are just running their B roll. It's the same thing as like we go somewhere and you post something about it. So everybody has B roll going on. They just have somebody else handling their B roll. That's it. The coolest person.
That's a good
I
job.
mean,
Just
right?
following around Dwayne Johnson,
Yeah.
recording his every
I don't know
step.
who's editing all of that.
No
Just
need to edit.
put it.
Just
You
put it
should just
out there
live stream.
like we do. Just
I don't know. It was
stream of
nice. Like he took
consciousness.
time with. There were like some fans and stuff like that that ended up down there. He took time with them. Um, Russell Wilson and
I've
Sierra
heard he's a very
came
nice man.
out, and like Russell asked Sierra if he could like take some time with everybody. Like he asked her permission, which was just cool. He's just like a good dude, that dude. And then like they went and they signed autographs, they took pictures or whatever. And then he made sure that she was in the car and then got in his side. Like he reminded me like to never ever his wife.
Who's Sierra?
don't
Oh, I didn't
ever
know.
take your lady for granted. No,
He
just by
said this to you?
example. No matter where you're at, what you're doing, right? What level, you should always take care of your lady. Yeah, I don't do that though.
That
So,
goes without
anyways,
saying.
so the point,
Not new stuff.
the maybe a little bit. Anyways, it could be
Mm,
sometimes.
you were right the first time.
Sean McVay, like all the LA Rams guys, right, were there. Matthew Stafford was not, which kind of bit.
They had to be
Cooper Cup was there. Sean McVay, I'm like, hey, I'm a Detroit guy. I want to say thank you for taking care of Matthew. And he like reached out and he was like, he's a great guy, isn't he? Oh, it's so great. Like he is straight up at that level operating to it. Dick Vitale, same thing. Dickie V is Dickie
you met
V,
Dickie? You
baby,
met Dickie V?
100% of the time. And I was on the elevator
That's
the next
basketball,
day,
baby.
okay, after the ESPYs. He won the Jimmy V or gave the Jimmy V award. They allowed him 18 minutes to talk. He talked for 32 minutes.
Jimmy V? Who's
Oh
Jimmy
my God,
V?
dude, Jim Valvano. What? Listen, okay, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It's they raised a ton. The Jimmy V Foundation raised a ton for cancer research and doing stuff. So this was part of everything that Dick Vitale had gone through. They're on the, or I'm on the elevator the next morning with him. Say howdy, Detroit guy, whatever to do. And he's like, yeah, the people loved it. I got like 100 messages. I was telling my wife, I can't even. And the look on his wife Lorraine's face was just over it. She is done. Like,
The
he,
guy's been doing it for
dude,
30
longer.
years.
They've been married for 50. So he has been doing it for 50 plus years on top of all this, and he is
Yeah.
straight up that level. This was in the morning, dude, afterwards, and still, I'm like, I'm in an elevator, bro. We could talk like this. You could talk like Joe on a microphone where it's nowhere near you. That's what you should sound like. That's what it should be like in the morning.
Is that is that what you gave? Is that your interaction with
Let's
Dick
bring it
Vitale?
down.
You're like, by the way, let me give you constructive criticism
Bring it
about
down a
how
notch.
terrible you
Bring it
are
down a notch,
at your
Dick.
job.
Okay? We're in an elevator. I don't need you, Dickie V, babying me right now. No, he was cool. He was super cool. And his wife's awesome as well. Yeah, yeah. I don't
Nice.
know. I don't think there was anybody else. I mean, there was a bunch of Draymond Green
There had to be.
was
No,
cool.
no
Vanessa
Vanessa
Williams.
Williams,
What? What year is this? 85? Who?
Ricky Williams.
There's
No,
no
Ricky
none of
Williams.
there's no relevance to any of those people right now. What does that even mean? I have
The
no idea.
Williams family.
Could be
Prince
bald
William.
guys showing up. You know about that. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
You
Sunburn.
got me, Dave. You
Head.
got me
Right
right
on the
where it
back.
hurts.
Thinning. Anyways. Uh,
So, well, you were there. How many days were you there?
I am 4 nights.
Use your fingers if you have to. 4 nights.
Yeah.
4 nights. Were all of those nights eaten up by your participation in parking cars for
just during the
ESPN?
day. So I don't even know if this story makes sense. I don't know who the person was. I thought I was done one day, and I'm getting a sandwich. I'm across the street at 25 degrees. Delicious burgers, by the way.
Now, is sandwiches provided for
I don't
you
do the
from the
craft
craft service
service.
table,
You
or
go and
are
you
you
get it,
defend
and
for
then
yourself?
you turn in your stuff, and they take care of it. Just okay, top notch.
Okay.
Whatever it may be. Somebody's like, "Hey, this person just showed up, and they need to leave, but there's nobody to let them out." And I called the valet manager. So we were in operations with the hotel that was there. Okay. So we had cards and you could just,
Yeah.
you wave people out. That was kind of like what happened during the day with other folks, right? There's
So
a
you
bit
were
of
the
gatekeeping in it.
gatekeeper.
Yes. In doing that. The timing of all of this, 7 minutes, I had to run across the street. I'm in the middle of my burger. I'm almost done. I'm running across the
To the
street in
hamburger
flip
hamlet?
flops on Hollywood Boulevard, running up to okay, and just in a shirt, like nothing, there's nothing that says ESPN, anything anywhere about me, running up to a valet guy just yelling, "Key card, key card." This guy, without even thinking, just hands me a key card. I take it, I run I run down the stairs.
And
Exactly,
this
the
is how
car is pulling
terrorism
up, I
happens.
key it out, like, the timing is impeccable. I walk back up, I hand him his key card, I walk back to my burger, and now I'm sitting in a restaurant on Hollywood Boulevard, just sweating as if like I was coming down off of drugs, finishing my burger and tater tots at this thing. And it's just I was
Are you
sitting
sitting
next
next
to
to the
like
boob
other
woman?
people who work, like, I mean, the show and stuff like that. So they were definitely like, oh my God, what is happening to this guy? And I was like, oh yes, I remember feeling like this on Hollywood Boulevard. Takes you back immediately. Oh,
Right there. So maybe boob
mhm,
lady was just
it could
parking
have been.
cars. Maybe it was just that she was so exhausted from parking
Yes,
cars,
it's
she had to
possible.
take her shirt off.
Just flagging them down over here. Shut it down over there. Yeah, yeah.
Give me your cars.
I'm just saying I have impeccable timing.
You do. It's amazing.
What?
So, but you have not answered my question. If you got your burger from the Hamburger Hamlet, which is directly across from
I don't
Dolby
think there's a
Theater, or
Hamlet
is the
there
Hamburger
anymore.
Hamlet gone? Yeah, that's depressing. It's a heck of a burger joint right there.
So here's another Hollywood Boulevard. Okay. Like they have to come out and hose it down every single day. Number one. But what I realize too, like different folks dress up and like take pictures with people and then expect to get paid.
The shitty,
Tattered all the
the
way around.
tattered Elmo,
I'm not a Spider-Man guy,
ugly Superman,
but I realize
weird
that
Batman.
all the
All the
characters who
characters
aren't
are out,
really the
folks.
characters,
Odd looking Minnie Mouse. Have your picture taken
Spider-Man
with the odd looking
Multiverse
Minnie
just
Mouse.
destroyed everything because anything, any color of Spider-Man, like if you had a Spider-Man and you took it to the cleaners and it came back pink or it came back a different color or it was just like you could just wear it. You could be that
You're good.
Spider-Man now. You don't have to be an actual. It's
You're green. You're
unbelievable
green Spider
the
Man today.
amount of various Spider-Man available to tourists.
Spider Man. Jimmy
Yeah,
Spider Man in the
it was
green suit.
it's impressive.
It is. I always did find that shit funny when you would walk around the corner at the time Kodak Theater, now Dolby Theater, and you would see
Yeah,
multiple Spider-Man, multiple like a decrepit
yeah,
Batman
retired Batman.
with a
It was
walker.
retired Batman.
It's like,
He's like, "My days are over. Do you
yeah,
wanna take a picture?"
yeah.
It
The funny
it
part is
might
it's
be,
actually
like,
Michael
him
Keaton.
just doing that just for goof would be straight up Michael Keaton. That dude is so dope, like, absolutely, I
Yeah.
could see that. That would be the one day, like, when he does that in his walker, and then at the end of the day, just rips it off for, like, that one tourist, like, "Oh, it's Michael Keaton!"
So you know Michael
Oh,
Keaton's going
really?
to revise his role as Batman, yeah? He's coming back. I'm not sure it's one of the new Marvel
What is
movies
it?
or DC
Batman
movies or
retired?
one of them, and he's going to be
Okay.
playing Batman.
He's the best Batman.
He's 60 something years old.
Michael Keaton is
I don't
hands
disagree.
down tops of the list
I thought
of
so.
range
I
and
always liked
project
Michael
and
Keaton as
like
Batman.
and also stand-up comic. Yeah, 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 yeah. Comedy store guy.
Michael Keaton?
Yes.
Way
That was
back
his
in the
jam.
day. Way back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, he used to, I don't know if you remember from the
Mhm.
early 80s, he had a sitcom and he got that
Yeah.
from his stand-up career. It was
Was it?
about garbage men, I want to say. It's back there. That's way back in the memory banks. But oh no, it's called Night Shift.
Was it?
Night Shift. Maybe they were cops. Or maybe he was a taxi driver. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he was a cop taxi driver.
Now it would be an Uber detective or a Lyft spy.
I like it.
Yeah. I watched The Gray Man, by the way.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Mark
What's the gray
Greany's
man?
book, Gray Man.
I don't know what the gray man is.
Gray
Hence the
Man.
question, what's the gray
He's
man?
a Uber assassin. Ryan Gosling plays him. It's a
Is this
it's a
a movie or
series
a
of
television show?
books,
It's got to be a movie.
and they just made
Gosling's not doing
Netflix
TV.
made the movie of one of the books alluding to it. Most of the storyline is there. I've read all of the books.
And he's an
The first time I've read
Uber
anything by one
assassin?
author, all of them. I don't know if I recommend it or not. I mean, I recommend the books if you're into that kind of stuff. Intrigue, suspense, spy, international. Yeah, excellent.
Mystery.
Excellent. Movie also interesting.
Okay. I'll check it out. I've been starting to
Rewatch it?
rewatch The Sopranos.
Why? Does it hold up?
That's right. Huh?
Okay.
It does.
Interesting.
It's solid. Yeah. Well, just because
Okay.
Paulie Walnuts died a couple weeks back, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll
That's what
rewatch
instigated
The
it.
Sopranos.
So who else?
Yeah.
Who else? Also,
James
did
Gandolfini
you
is
watch it
also
when
gone.
he passed away?
I watched more Gandolfini things. I watched Reservoir Dogs. Well, not Reservoir Dogs. What's his first one is
Excellent.
True Romance. True Romance.
Quentin Tarantino.
That's James Gandolfini's first real role. Yep.
Yeah,
Written by
Natural Born
Tarantino,
Killers
not
was
directed
taken
by
from him
Tarantino.
too. I found no Quentin
Who?
Tarantino.
Gandolfini? Quentin Tarantino.
He wrote it.
He was a writer,
Yeah, Oliver Stone took it.
not the director.
One of my favorite movies, by the way.
Oliver Stone did a fantastic job. That's one of my a very
Excellent.
high
I
up on my
watched
list
Quentin
of movies I
Tarantino
enjoy.
last night on Kimmel. Dana Carvey was the host. Quentin Tarantino has a child. I don't know that I would recommend
Okay.
that. I don't know what I would. I don't know
Funny,
that he should be in charge of children. You know what I mean?
maybe.
A little bit to it.
Funny way to loop that around though is I once met Quentin Tarantino at the Hamburger Hamlet.
I
Right across
saw
the Dolby
the
Theater.
Pussy Wagon on
Hamburger
Mulholland.
by himself.
The Pussy Wagon. I saw that on Mulholland.
Say that again. Well,
At the
somebody drives
time,
that Pussy
it was
Wagon around all over. That
him.
I've
At
had
the
multiple
time,
sightings of
it
the
was
Pussy Wagon.
just coming out. It would just come
It
out.
was him driving it.
Pretty new.
It was him driving it, but
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
him driving it. I've had multiple Pussy Wagon sightings.
Not really.
Yeah, but Quentin Tarantino eating by himself in the Hamburger Hamlet at 11:30 at night. It was interesting.
Yeah, just leave him.
I
Hey,
gave him a
thanks.
little nod. Hey, thanks.
Yeah, he's eating.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for all
You're
the
just
great movies
around.
he's produced.
Folks were
and
just
directed.
around. That's the nice thing of like being up there. You don't have to be starstruck about it. Just people like, oh yeah, I'm getting
True.
a coffee. Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
naked,
true story.
naked people. Yeah,
And crazy
yeah,
boob ladies.
psychologically distressed.
You don't like the
Psychologically
crazy
distressed.
moniker, Dave, but it fits. If you're going to get on your hands and knees and shake your boobs at a parking valet,
You need a ride. You need a ride.
you're not all there. Can we at least say that
but
you're not all
all
there?
you have to stay. Good morning. Poof. Had no idea what to do.
And that disarmed her.
Completely threw her off. No scare, no fear.
So did she put her shirt on and walk away? Did you
I
save
don't
this
know.
woman's
I
life
mean,
with
the
a
cops
good
picked her
morning?
up right afterwards, so it's possible. Makes me super grateful to number 1,
Maybe.
not be there on a regular basis, and number 2, just being blessed all the way around. You really have to not take stuff for granted.
All the reports from my folks still back there are that especially Hollywood has gotten
It's
really
just a
tough.
weird it's just a weird space.
It's hard for me to recognize though because I was there in the 2000 run where they really did a great job of
Sure. Yeah,
Disneyfying
yeah,
that part of town.
yeah.
It was the renaissance of Hollywood, or what would you
Yeah,
call
you
it? The
make it more accessible
revitalization.
to it, but not quite, you know?
Yeah.
They are. But I mean,
Well,
if you're
things are
gonna
secular,
be, like,
you know?
homeless and that's
Everything
the
comes
place
back
to
around.
be. Like, the weather, I assume the resources, whatever, you still have you could still make it there if you made it anywhere else. That's New York. It's the other
Yeah.
place.
That is New York. Yeah. The you had a family vacation recently, didn't you?
No. Uh-uh.
You didn't? I could have
We're
sworn
doing
you
that
went
in
away
2
with a
weeks.
bunch of family members
We're
to
having
Tennessee or
people in
something.
one house together. We're
Where are you
going
going?
to a place in Ohio, like a resort, like a parks and
Okay. It's an odd
hikings and
vacation
zip
choice, but
linings
okay.
and, like, all kinds of, like, outdoor activity things.
So you have schedule.
It's
Yours is
no.
scheduled out to
So
the minute.
that's already been established as well, apparently. Listen, these 2 nights, everyone can meet for dinner. What you do up to that point is all on you.
But you got
Those are
zip
the
lining. You
activities
just
to
said you
take
got all
part in.
kinds of things to
We're
do.
gonna go to that. Do you
Hikes.
want to? If you want
You
to,
can
come
take
with
part in
us.
it or you
If
cannot
not,
take
we'll
part in it.
see you later.
Yeah. Yeah. We had some of that stuff. I went jet skiing. My sister wanted to go jet skiing. My son wanted to go jet skiing. And I was like, I do this. I know this is going to be a terrible, terrible thing, but my son wants to go, so I'll go do it with him. But I proved to be right of how terrible it is to rent jet skis
Yeah, yeah.
opposed
Okay.
to having a friend with jet skis. So they were like, "Why are you so down on this? You like jet skiing. Why are you so down on this?" I was like, "Because they're going to take us out onto the bay on a
Keep
windy
talking.
day, and it's just going to be an
Tell me the tell me
hour
the
of
whole
rough
story.
road." Where are you going? See, this is what he does, folks. He takes off his cans and heads to the bathroom mid-show. Totally unprofessional. So we're going to just vamp here for a little bit. Well, Dave goes, uses the bathroom because I don't want him to miss any of this story. So, but it is interesting that Dave feels that he could just get up and walk away
You didn't
mid-show.
have to. You could have told the whole
Oh, and he's
story.
back.
You were
And
talking about
so
water.
that
You
is
could
the
have told the
terrible
whole
jet ski
jet ski
story.
story without
That is the
commenting
terrible
on
jet ski story.
where or where I was not. Exactly. You rented jet skis. Why is it a
What?
big deal? You didn't. You didn't.
No, I already
You
told the
didn't
story
finish the
while you were
story.
taking a pee.
You immediately shifted into commentating about where I was or was not for that matter. You were incapable of filling the time with the story
We all know where you
of
were, you
Family
dirty
Jet Ski
bird,
Day.
you. So it was so terrible because I knew. So it was just basically if you
Yeah.
were going to torture somebody with jet skis, this is how you would do it. You would make them pay $125 for a jet ski that you've put a governor on. Then you would make them no wake zone out for 10 minutes to a portion of the bay, which is very choppy, mind you, very choppy, and just make them do a circle for an hour, going in a circle. And that would be called your jet ski adventure, which about 10 minutes in, my son, who's holding on to the back of the jet ski, says, how much longer do we have to do this? And I was like, 40 minutes. 40 minutes. It was the most kidney busting jet ski experience I'd ever had.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that Birdie?
She loves me.
She does not care for you.
What did
That's
you and
what
your
I'm
son
getting
talk
from that.
about?
She does not care for you. It was a I'm still feeling the repercussions of having my kidney shifted for an hour on a jet ski that can only
What did you and your son talk
35
about
miles
out
an
there
hour
on the ocean together?
So it was so choppy that every little bump you took was just a wave of water in your face. So I can't see, and I'm going around in a circle, and I get to a point where I'm like, hey, would you like to drive? Which he wasn't supposed to do, but
Why
I was
can't he
like,
drive?
you're 16. You're legally. Because he didn't bring his learner's permit to prove that he was 16. So I said, listen, the kid's 16. He has his boating license in Connecticut. They're like, well, do you have the boating license? I said, not with
Gotta
us,
cover it.
but
Everybody
he's
says
legal.
that.
He's 16 to drive a jet ski. And they're like, sorry, we can't do it. And I, okay, no problem. So we get out into the middle of this bay. We switch off. I let him drive around in the circle, and he was like, this sucks. And I was like, yeah, this does suck. So we ended up, it's me and my son, my sister and her daughter, and my other sister and her son, who were also having a terrible time. And she laughed because I was like, 10 minutes in, Joey was like, how much longer do we have? And she was like, Jameson said the same thing. So her and I kind of just bubbed around in the middle and just ate up time until the terrible experience was over. It was awful. And we paid $125
really nice?
for the privilege, which was the best part.
People paid nothing for the privilege to listen to us today.
It's true. Free. You get what you pay for, folks. You get what you pay for. Kids versus cats.